Hey everyone, it's April and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I decorated my kitchen for spring and Easter. I keep a lot of my same decor out year round, but I like to add in seasonal touches where I can. So first off, starting on my island, I just have just some things here in the middle. The island itself I got from Wayfair a few years ago. It is actually, I think, like a desk more or less, but a lot of people on the site used it in their kitchen. And I wanted to share a project I did recently. I added these little hooks that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I just, got my drill and screwed them in there, and that way I was able to hang some cute little pieces alongside here since it was pretty plain. And I love how that turned out. And on the top, I just, put some different things that I use on a day-to-day basis. First, my napkin holder and my salt and pepper, which I've gotten both of those from Hobby Lobby. The tiered tray, I did a video a couple back doing some tiered tray decorating if you would like to check that out. But I definitely got into the Easter spirit and added a lot of bunnies and eggs and things like that to it. The bar stools that I have at my kitchen island, they are from Target. Moving on over to my stove area. On my table on the side, I didn't really change anything up, just have my cake stand and my knives. And then on my stove, I have this wooden little pedestal that I like to stick a candle on, and I just added some greenery. And I also added this bunny that if you follow me over on Instagram, you'll have seen that I made. I decided to start learning how to do some needle felting, and he was one of my first attempts. I've made a couple things since then that I will definitely share, but overall I thought he came out really cute, especially for my first try. I just watched some YouTube videos and tried to, get the hang of it. And then down here on my stove door, I just have two different hand towels. This one is like a cute little bunny face. It's kind of hard to tell with it bent in like that. But what I like to do is, I've shared before, I like to just take a little piece of jute twine and tie it around it just to keep it in place on my stove. Because since my kitchen is small, when I walk by, I tend to knock them on the ground, so that really just keeps them nice and secure on the bar. Up here on my cabinets, I kept this all pretty much the same. I just added that chicken feeder up there. I used to have that in my living room, but I thought it would look nicer in the kitchen. And over here, just have some signs that I've had for a pretty long time now. I think the kitchen measurement conversion one was from Michael's, and I like that it's like on an actual cabinet door. In this metal little holder here, I just keep all of my different things I need, like Reynolds wrap, cling wrap, all those sorts of things. And moving on over here, this is like my sink area. I don't have a ton of countertop space, which you would think, why do I have so much stuff on it? But I love to decorate, so that's what I do, and I just take things off if I'm baking. And if not, I just prepare most of my stuff on the island. This bunny trail sign I got from Michael's last year. And then this bunny is a new addition. I got him at the antique mall. I just fell in love. I love that it's like a little old-fashioned stuffed animal, and the little daisies in its hand are so cute. My bread box, I did that as a DIY project. And then over here, I just have my canisters from Kirkland's and the bunny picture I made last year as a DIY. And I wanted to take a minute and give a little countertop update, because a lot of you do ask me about them and how they've held up. And kind of a close-up here, you can see they're pretty good. They haven't gotten many scratches or like staining or anything. The little lines that you see are actually my own fault, because I put things back on the countertop probably sooner than I should have, and then kind of my canisters and things left indentions in them. So that's one thing I would say, if you're going to use that countertop paint, definitely wait like a full week before you put anything back on top of it. But other than that, I've had no complaints with it so far. Moving up to my window, I just hang some fake potted plants up here that are from TJ Maxx. And the lantern, I just have a battery operated candle in there. Looks really pretty when you light it up at night. Some more artwork and some corbels. My buffalo check curtains are from Amazon. And then in my windowsill, I have a whole bunch of live plants. I don't like to hang the live ones up there just because then I'd have to water them and climb up. So I keep them down in my windowsill. And I've had most of these plants for a good amount of years and they're all still holding up really well. I did do a live plant video in my home, probably last year if you want to check it out. But I do really well with succulents. I keep them alive, which is always a good thing. And then moving down onto my sink here, I have this Happy Easter soap from Bath & Body Works. And then I also have this one, which is a really cute buffalo check bunny. But the problem is I got this last year at TJ Maxx on really good clearance. But when I put soap in it this year, I noticed it was leaking. So I have to kind of play around with it and see if I can figure out where the leak is to fix it. For now, it is just going to be for show here on the countertop. Moving on over here by my KitchenAid mixer, I have two very odd galvanized style bunnies. I got these one time. I don't know if it was a yard sale or a thrift store, but I just thought they were pretty neat. Somebody obviously made them. I don't even think they were like just ones that were manufactured from a store. And then I just put those little pops of turquoise in the ears. And then on this little ladder / towel holder from Kirkland's, I added 2 more Easter towels. And then my bread box, which is from Hobby Lobby, and so is the farmhouse-ish sign. In my bread box there, I just keep all of my spices. Moving on over here to probably where I have the most stuff in my kitchen, but I absolutely love it. I turned this chicken cage coop into a shelf that I will show you in more detail. On this fence here, I just have a basket with 2, I guess you'd call them, like, they're plastic eggs, but they have like a sheen to them. And then I just have a little peepee bunny in there. He's meant to look like the marshmallow peeps. And then I just have some more signs and things around that I keep up all year round. I kept this top shelf the same. The middle one, all I did was add a turquoise egg to the back of the truck. And then down on the last shelf is where I added most of my bunnies. This one I believe was from Dollar General last year, and I did see they had them again this year. And then a couple other small little bunnies I've gotten at antique malls and Hobby Lobby. I stuck an old rustic egg into this little cup. And the pig on the end is another one of the needle felt animals that I made. I think he turned out pretty cute, and I do have a good amount of little pigs in my kitchen, so I thought he would be a great addition. Moving down to my little coffee bar area, I have another tiered tray that I just have like my cream and sugar in the back, and then I just have some more decorative items on. The Happy Easter sign in the back I got for like $2 last year at TJ Maxx after Easter, and it was the perfect color. The bunny mug I added to my Keurig. I believe he was a Marshall's or TJ Maxx find one year. Then over here I just have a tobacco basket with a spring wreath. And on my door here that I love to decorate, this was from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. In each of the baskets I have some different things. This one, some rolling pins and a stuffed bunny. Down here I have a little fake flower sack, another one of those little turquoise peep bunnies. And just some other random things, a little stuffed chick and an Easter plate from TJ Maxx. And on the bottom, just a towel and my rustic tea kettle. Moving on over to the fridge, I just left that the same up there. Just my bakery sign, my scale, a basket, some things like that. And then on my fridge, I had to turn that magnet because it kept falling out earlier. I just have a couple spring magnets, these little potted plants. They are from Dollar Tree, and I took the succulents out and I just put in my own greenery for the seasons. At Christmas, I had some little pieces of pine in there. And then over on my ladder, I kept that exactly the same too. I'm not 100% thrilled with this setup, so I might do something to change that out in the near future, but for now, I just left it as is. And then over here, this is my trash can. Don't mind my tripod there on the side. But I do have some Easter touches on here. In my scale, I added some eggs and a turquoise bunny. And this is also a clock. And then over here is one of those handmade bunnies that I love. It came exactly as is in this wooden little box, and I just added another little egg to it. And I believe that little basket there, I think that was from either Walmart or Hobby Lobby last year. And over here on my heater, I just have my dog treats. And I don't know if I've shared this with you guys before, but doesn't this little dog on the milk bone bag look exactly like Brody? I'll see if he'll come over here. Yep, there he is. His hair's getting a little long and going in his eyes, but I'm pretty convinced that before I got him, he was a model for Milkbone. Moving on up to my shelf, I just have some other Easter touches. My homemade sign is still up, and so is my grocery and dry goods. And on here, I just added I believe the turquoise bunny with the white bunny popping out of the turquoise egg. And then the bunny in the back that's made of wood is a cutting board. And then just left everything else the same. And then down under the shelf, I added a spring wreath and this little stuffed bunny ornament that I got at a local shop. Just stuck that right in the center. Then everything else here is all pretty much the same. My shelf that I have up here, I kind of just made it a little bit more spring, not necessarily Easter. The fresh egg little crate, that was an Easter item from Michael's. And then I just added some pigs and some greenery. On the side of my cabinet, I have this wooden sign that has the galvanized pot. That was from Ross. Put some greenery in that. And the little Happy Easter sign from Walmart last year. I just hung that on the hook. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my kitchen tour for Easter. The boys wanted to say hello quick and wish you all a happy Easter. If you enjoyed, definitely give this video a thumbs up, and I will try to have my other video up this week. Since Easter's this weekend, I wanted to give you a little spring refresh of how I decorated my bathroom, bedroom, and hallway. So subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.